Okay, Marty, you ready to go?
Yes, I am.
Okay. Well, good evening, everyone. I will call the Missoula City Council meeting for February 1st, 2021 to order. I'll be filling in for the mayor this evening in his absence. We continue to meet virtually via Zoom webinar. Number of options for people to participate in the meeting. Marty has shared the link for where our agenda and information is located at www.ci.missoula.mt.us/webcasts. And we have a number of ways for folks to participate via public comment. If you're participating in the webinar, you can raise or lower your hand as a participant. If you're on a cell phone, there are ways to do that as well by clicking more to raise or lower your hand. Dial-in participants can do *9 to raise and lower your hand when wishing to give public comment. And then as always, we have our council voicemail at 406-552-6012. We get a digital, all members of council get a digital copy of that. And then email that goes to all council members is at council@ci.missoula.mt.us. Thanks, Marty. Our first item is roll call. And I believe we have all council members with the exception of Miss Cheryl and Miss Merritt, and a happy birthday to Julie Merritt. I'm not sure, I don't see Heidi on yet either. Heidi, if you're here, I don't see you. So I think those three. We have minutes to approve from January 25th of this year. Are there any changes to those minutes? Okay, seeing none, those will be approved. And we have our schedule of committee meetings, slight typo in the agenda. It says for the week of January 1st. That is for this week, the week of February 1st. And Ms. Rabine.
My goodness, I apologize for the typo. I think January just slid right by so quickly. We'll get that fixed post meeting. So we're setting up committees for this week, the week of February 1st. And all of these meetings I'm going to announce are going to be held on February 3rd. That's this coming Wednesday. The first meeting is Parks and Conservation Committee, and it is going to start at 10:30 in the morning and go till 10:45. Committee of the Whole meets from 11 a.m. until noon. The Administration and Finance Committee meets from 12:30 until 1 o'clock. Public Works Committee will meet from 1:15 to 2:45 in the afternoon, and Public Safety and Health Committee will round out the day from 3 o'clock to 4:15. All of those meetings are being held in the same format that this one is, on Zoom webinar. And to join, all you need to do is head on over to the city's main webpage. You can Google it, City of Missoula. Click on that meetings button in the middle of the page, and that'll take you to all of our agendas. And if you click on any of the agendas for these committee meetings or any of our boards and commissions or this meeting, you can find the meeting join information right there at the top. You can join by computer or telephone and participate either way. And I'll note for the record that Ms. West has joined the meeting. Thanks.
Great, thank you, Marty. Now, our next section is public comment. This is an opportunity to provide public comment on items that are not elsewhere on our agenda. So if anyone who is attending would like to raise their hand to provide public comment, I'd ask you to keep that to 3 minutes or less. But again, this is a public comment opportunity for items not elsewhere on the agenda. And not seeing anyone. So we will go to the consent agenda. Items on the consent agenda were approved in city council committees to be placed in the consent agenda to save time. And we vote on these as a package. The clerk will read the list aloud so citizens watching on MCAT or another virtual way will know what's on the consent agenda, and we'll take public comment on these items before we vote. And Ms. Rabine.
Thanks. Tonight's consent agenda has 7 items. And the first is claims, always. And claims are the city's accounts payable. This week, we're approving claims in the amount of $1,131,394.50 for checks that are dated tomorrow, February 2nd, 2021. Number 2 is to approve and authorize the mayor to sign a service agreement with 2G Energy for maintenance of the combined heat and power system. It's called CoGen out there at the wastewater treatment plant for a cost not to exceed $80,000. Number 3 is to adopt a resolution relating to curb and sidewalk improvements adjacent to miscellaneous parcels. We here at the city know this project is project number 2020-001. And this is part of the city's sidewalk, curb, gutter, and alley approach program. We're ordering in the sidewalk, curb, gutter, and alley approach improvements with that, if that resolution is approved. Number 4 is to approve and authorize the mayor to sign a development agreement with Homeward Incorporated for the Trinity project on Mullen Road. It's for the Maple Street surface improvements for an amount not to exceed $100,000. Number 5 is to authorize the mayor to sign the fiscal year 2021-2022 Montana Board of Crime Control Victim of Crime Act Grant Award. This one also has a nice project number. It's 20-V01-92565. That grant award is in the amount of $138,468 with a guaranteed local match of $27,694 for the city attorney's victim services project. Number 6 is to approve and authorize the mayor to sign an interlocal agreement between the city of Missoula, Montana, Missoula County, the city of Bozeman, and the city of Helena concerning engagement of a consultant to analyze green tariffs and utility rate structures. Number 7, this is our last item, is to adopt a resolution of intention to annex and incorporate within the boundaries of the city of Missoula a certain parcel of land described as parcel 1A of certificate number 6689. And it's generally located at the southeast corner of the intersection of West Broadway and Mary Jane Boulevard, as shown on Exhibit A of the resolution. Proposals to zone the property C2-2, community commercial based on the findings of fact in the staff report and subject to the recommended conditions of annexation approval. And we're setting a public hearing on that matter for February 22nd, 2021, and referring the item to the Land Use and Planning Committee on February 10th of 2021.
Thank you, Ms. Rabine. I'm going to go to public comment on any items on the consent agenda, and then I'll get back to council. I see one hand, and Mr. Larson.
Hi, yes, Matt Larson, Ward 3. Good to see everybody. Wondering about the $160-some thousand payments going back to Missoula County Treasurer. There was some sort of erroneous payment, I guess. That one seems odd to me. And also wondering what the CIP improvement is for the water department that's being purchased from the auto fleet. Just wondering if we're just buying another truck, but that's about it. Looks like we're updating our chemical agent reserves at the police department. I know that's very important because we wouldn't want to pepper spray anybody with expired pepper spray, so that's a good look, I guess. But that's it. And also wondering why we're even entering into this consulting agreement with these other cities for this green study. I mean, I guess we're getting the best deal out of all the other cities, but I feel like we're possibly also the most on top of this and don't need to participate in this study. But I don't know, just my observations. Thank you.
Thank you. I'm not seeing any additional public comment. I'll go back to council. Ms. Jones.
Thank you. I actually had sent an email to Lee Griffin regarding the payment that was a reimbursement to the county. That must have been some kind of a mistake. I didn't hear back from her today. I believe she was attending the BBENR Economic Summit all day. So I'll be following up on that with her, but I have no doubt there's an explanation. Just a funny day in which a lot of city staff were in an all-day seminar, so not necessarily sitting on email. But the thing that I mostly wanted to address was in administration and finance this last week, we addressed the interlocal agreement for green tariffs, and it's just such a good thing. I wanted to highlight it, even though it's in the consent agenda. I heard from several constituents after we had it in committee last week that they were thrilled with this, and this is going to ultimately create the analysis so that in the long run, we hope to have some alternative energy sources via Northwestern Energy that are renewable, and through this green tariff analysis, people will be able to choose those if they want. So I'm really thrilled that we are taking a firm step forward down this road of starting to figure out how to make renewables work, and that our community will hopefully have that option in the long run. So I just wanted to highlight that because sometimes the consent agenda doesn't get a lot of attention, but this is a great thing for Missoula.
Thanks. Any additional comments from council? Seeing none. Yeah, I wanted to just weigh in quickly. For additional information, I think there was a good article in the Missoula Current about the green tariff. I had seen the county's staff member, Diana Mineta, in the attendees. Want to thank her again for all her work on this. It is a really important step forward, and it's a great opportunity for us to collaborate with the county and these other cities in a cost-effective way. If we were to do this alone, it would be a lot more expensive for us. So being able to share that cost across those different entities makes good fiscal sense. And as Ms. Jones mentioned, this is part of a pathway to bring additional renewable resources onto the grid via the utility and give people choice about whether to purchase this. So with that, and seeing no additional comments, we will have a roll call vote on the consent agenda.
Okay, on the consent agenda, all 7 items. Anderson,
Yes.
Becerra,
Yes.
Contos,
Yes.
Herb,
Yes.
Hess,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
Pasieka,
Yes.
Von Lossberg,
Yes.
and West. Looks like Heidi is connecting to audio yet. All right, Heidi, can you give us a thumbs up on the video if you're voting yes?
I saw her give a thumbs up, but I'm not sure if she can hear us.
Okay.
I'm just
All
gonna-
right.
Oh, there we go. 2 thumbs
There
up.
we go. 2 thumbs up. All right.
Oh,
Thank you,
we should
Heidi.
We should only count it as 1 vote.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. There's only 1 vote per council person. So that makes it 10 ayes and 2 absent.
Great. Thank you. We don't have any items under comments from city staff, agencies, boards, commissions, authorities, and community forum. We don't have any special presentations, and we have no public hearings tonight. We do have 1 item under final consideration. This is the Parks and Rec Master Fee Schedule. So items listed under final consideration have had a public hearing. We had that last week and held it open. The hearing was held open to allow time for additional public comment before final consideration and action by the city council. Our chairperson is Ms. Cheryl. She's missing. But Ms. Jones in her stead will make a motion, and then we will take community comment on each item. So with that, Ms. Jones, would you make a motion, please?
Happy to. I make the recommended motion that we adopt a resolution revising the City of Missoula Parks and Recreation fee schedules for parks and recreation programs, facilities, and permits for 2021. And I'll speak to it briefly.
Bear with me. I realize I did this a little bit out of the order I typically do. So we hold the public hearing open for a week. So I'd like to give additional opportunity for public comment on this, and then we'll close the public hearing. If anyone has public comment on that master fee schedule, please go ahead and raise your hand. And not seeing any, Ms. Jones, go ahead. With that, I close the public hearing. Sorry, out of practice, folks. I'll close the public hearing now, Ms. Jones.
Thank you. So Shirley Kinsey presented on this, gave us a full rundown. There's frankly very little change that's happening this year compared to last year. So it's for the most part keeping things as is. There were a few minor changes because we are in the middle of a pandemic. I think we're just trying to make the budget work as best as possible and not have any increased fees. So with that, I'm very much in favor of it. And thank you for your time.
Thanks. Any additional comments from any council members? Okay, not seeing anyone. We've had a public hearing. We have a motion on the floor, and we'll have a roll call vote.
Okay, on the motion to adopt the resolution revising the Parks and Rec master fee schedule, Becerra,
Yes.
Contos,
Yes.
Harp,
Yes.
Hess,
Yes.
Jones,
Yes.
Ramos,
Yes.
Vasika,
Yes.
Von Lotsberg,
Yes.
West.
Yes, I fixed my audio.
Great job, Heidi. Anderson.
Yes.
Would any of you like to change your vote? That is 10 ayes and 2 absent.
Thank you. Communications from the mayor. I just want to briefly acknowledge that today is the first day of Black History Month. And I also would like to thank everyone involved with the mass vaccination clinic from over the weekend. I could go on and on about that, but I will simply say thank you to everyone that made that happen, and thank you to everyone who was able to participate in it. There will be additional opportunities down the road, but that was a really important and wonderful step. So thanks. And with that, we will go to council comments. And I know this is unsettling because I'll just take you from my screen order. And that starts with Mr. Contos.
I'll pass.
Thank you. Ms. Jones.
I'll pass. Thank you.
Ms. Harp.
Thanks. I just want to really call out a special moment of gratitude to all the mental health professionals in our community that have really stepped up their game in the last 10, 12 months and really helping as many folks as you possibly can. You really have bent over backwards, accommodating people and using telehealth in ways that a year ago we never imagined. And your work does not go unnoticed nor unappreciated. I think every one of us here really do thank you from the bottom of our hearts to try and take care of those throughout our community who've been struggling as we see those numbers really tick upwards. So thank you very, very much.
Thank you. Ms. Anderson.
Right. You just never know what lotto when you're going to get called on. I do want to echo what President Von Lossberg said about the thanks to our community for the mass vaccination clinic, everyone who participated in being a vaccinator, and those folks who packed their patients and waited in line. I would encourage the rest of the community to please, we are trying to get as many vaccines into arms as quickly as possible. The county health department has been doing yeoman's work, and I know it's been a long 11 months, and it feels like the light is almost at the end of the tunnel, and people are very excited about getting vaccines. But we are only allotted a little bit, and that's out of our control. So as you continue to check the county's website and check in with your providers and call into those hotlines with folks, please just take an extra moment of patience. I ask of you, and we as a community all just need to kind of take a breath and hunker down, and it will come as quickly as it can. And just thank you to everyone for your continued patience in all the big and small ways that we've had to adapt our life. And just really excited about all the work around the vaccine rollout, and hope more continues to come. Thanks.
Thank you. Ms. Becerra.
Thank you. I just found the spider on my shoulder, so pardon my weird movements here. As President Van Lossberg mentioned, today is the first day of Black History Month, and I just wanted to say that as we continue to work to become a more just and equitable and inclusive nation, I think it's important to recognize the contributions that Black communities have made and continue to make all aspects of our society better. So much work to be done, but a lot of progress has been done. So with that, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Ramos.
Pass. Thank you, Mr. President.
Thanks. Mr. Hess.
Thanks. I'll pass.
Ms. Vasika.
I'll pass as well. Thank you.
Welcome. Ms. West.
Pass.
All right. I don't think I missed anybody. We have no items under committee reports. We do have the latest update linked under the legislative update and action on bills. Understatement of the year would be to say that the legislature is in high gear, lots of activity continuing to take place. So I don't believe there's any other report for this evening, but the updated information is available at that link. We have, are there any additional items to be referred? Pretty full schedule for Wednesday, not seeing any. We have no miscellaneous are there any miscellaneous communications, petitions, reports, and announcements? Not seeing any. Oh, I'm sorry, I do have a hand up. Ms. Harp.
I just wanted to make a special call out for our committee of the whole this week, Wednesday from 11 till 12. Our Chief Administrative Officer, Dale Bickle, is going to be presenting on the Scott Street project. And this truly is one of the more unique public-private nonprofit partnerships our community has ever been granted. And I think it's if anybody's curious about what we're looking at in terms of that particular area, I encourage you to tune in. It's going to be quite interesting.
All right. With that, I don't think we have any other announcements. I thank you for your service and attendance tonight. It's like this is the first time I've done this. My apologies. But thanks very much, and we will be adjourned.